What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to a busy week, as expected. Probably not as busy as it probably is going to be next week, more so. But things are finally moving. When I say finally, actually, the things we were waiting on, or we were told were going to happen at one point in the summer, are actually happening. The issue is not everybody is very happy with the latest news, but that was expected throughout the summer. Good news and bad news, frustrating news, whatever. It's all kicking off this week. But with me, Rino, it's been a while, so we have a lot of things to talk about. But how are you doing?
I'm doing good. Thank you for inviting me. I know it's been a very long time since I came to your show last, but I'm here. I'm excited to talk about Juve, the good news, the bad news. I know a lot of fans are upset, and their fans are happy. So can't wait to, to talk it out with you and everybody on the chat.
Yeah, man. It's been actually, it's not been like it's been a crazy week, but it's been a crazy week probably because of money more so than because of the players we are moving out. Because the players we're moving out, we all knew we were moving out for like some for months, some for a couple of weeks or so. It's probably the money that's basically the biggest debate right now. No, not everybody is happy with the money we are, you know, trying to splash,
Selling
trying to
them.
receive. Yeah, that's kind of the point. But we will start off with the first one because um, let's start off with Hujisen because his medical are confirmed
Hurting.
for Saturday. He's going to
Oh, no.
Bournemouth. Bournemouth. The money, it still depends. It could be 15 plus 3. It could be 18 cash,
That's
whatever,
great.
plus a sell-on fee. Nobody with a future sale. Nobody knows what the percentage is. Some is saying 10. Giovanni Albanese is saying 20. I've heard Sky UK say 15. So it's between, let's say it's around 80 plus 10% future resale. Um,
Okay.
what do you make of first of the like moving on the player in general, and then also like the fee we are receiving for Huijsen?
Well, for Hoyson, I don't know. Like I'm not really happy with Hoyson because how he's acting. I know a lot of fans have been saying he seems like a Sergio Ramos, which he isn't. And um, it would be nice for him to stay, but if he has this attitude, even towards Thiago Motta, they weren't clicking. So I know the sell part people are expecting to sell these players a lot, but guys, that's what we can say. We can expect to sell him like 25 or 30. So, but if they're not happy with Juventus, like I always say, same with the Sule and other players that are leaving, they should just leave. And whatever we can get, we get because I, I know it sucks on us, Juve, because every time we sell, we don't sell like a big amount. We always get unlucky on that. Pretty much Junt is trying to work on, but he can do so much. So if it's between 15, 18, I guess it's bad. I know people are expecting more, but I don't know what you think. I don't think we could expect more, Alejandro. I don't know, people from the chat.
I You know what it is, when I think that when everybody saw the price tag, everybody was like, oh, we were asking for 30 or
Mhm.
35. No, like that was just the media putting out there. Like if you sat back and you were being completely honest, we were never getting 30 million for Huijsen. He played like a handful
No,
of games for Roma, and most of them were not good. Most of them are not
yeah,
actually great. So you needed to be realistic. Nobody was gonna offer us that money. Like it was just never gonna happen. So when people were like, "Oh, we have the price," no, we didn't. That was never the price. Again, the media was saying it was the price, but if you just were realistic, it was never gonna be the price. Now that being said, I think 15 plus 3 and 10% is also a bit too low, in my opinion, because yes, he hasn't shown enough to warrant 30 million, whatever. But you also, like, if you buy players or you sell players, you buy and you sell for their potential as well, for what you think they could become in a couple of weeks, in a couple of years or so. Like you pay for potential. And somebody's saying, look at Romano's tweet. I'm not sure Negotiation between Ademi's and Juve's camp continue. Discussions ongoing over contractors, salary more. Juve will prepare opening bid to Dortmund right after. Yeah, so no news. He said that this morning as well. And actually, Pedula and all these guys already
Yeah,
reported that,
Romano.
talks with Ademi was never going to be an issue. We would agree with him. So, uh, no real update here. But what I was saying is, if you sell youngsters, or players you believe in, and by the way, you glitched again, then you also sell and buy for what you hope they become in the future. So I can see why people are a little bit disappointed with the price tag. I am. I was looking at more 20 million fee fixed, not just the pure base plus a couple of bonus and maybe a percentage on the in the future. That was what I was hoping for. This is a little bit low. That being said,
Yeah,
people have an issue with how he kind of behaves. When he said yes to Frosinone, everything was done, and then he was like, "No, I'm going to Roma," even knowing that he was not gonna be the main starter over there. And I can see why people are pissed about that, and that they don't like like the way he went about it. That's one, and two, some just don't rate him at all. They don't think he's a potential good player, and you could be right. Like, I remember, I think you were on like the first time you came on. I said these youngsters,
yeah,
this is insane crop of players, but not everyone is gonna be here at the club. I said if two players are gonna be here for 10 years, that's already big time. That's what I said, and I still believe that. Like, I was never imagining
yes, I
six
remember
next gen
that.
players would be in the team, and let's say in 2030, six of them will still be in the main team. Like, that was never gonna be the case. That's just that's dreaming. That's not realistic. So I get it,
I
but
know.
it's a bit frustrating. Also, the next gen was also to fund the mercato. It was always going to be like that. Some are going to stay. Yildiz is staying. Fagioli is still there. Miretti could be staying. It's still not looking bad, but it's like we're selling them all right now. And with Huijsen, it feels like a low fee, but it is what it is. Like, do you think? Because nobody really talked about that, to be honest. Everybody was like his attitude and we need money and all those things. But do you
Yeah,
think that Mota actually liked Huijsen? Because there's no reports that he was actually against it a little bit, or he wanted to keep him. It was just like straight away, you're not coming to Germany, you're out.
yeah. Well, like I said, there was a video that he was having issues with him, so maybe he was on the list. But speaking about these youngsters, as you were saying, I've been hearing a lot now. People are complaining because we all heard last year with Allegri, oh, we need another coach to keep these youngsters. Now these youngsters are leaving, and they're still complaining. I'm just like, guys, make up your mind. And but if we sell these players, same with Sule, now that it's almost official, I'm hoping that we get Hussein. No, sorry, Coupe Miners.
But
So
yeah, like the sales, like we're obviously selling to get the players in who Giuntoli and Mota believe are ready right now. Toribo, Gold
yeah,
Miners, whatever. They're quote unquote, they're right now. Like, they're players for right now. And a lot of fans are looking for the future potential. And I get that, me included, me included. Uh,
yeah,
so when all these players came through, all of them, Junior, I made my peace with, we're going to sell quite a few of them. I always knew that. I was not expecting Hujisen. I'm gonna be that honest. I was not expecting that. I was expecting Sule. I was expecting Barnechea. I was expecting Junior. I was expecting us to sell these players. That was, in my opinion, in my mind, it was always gonna happen. No matter who the coach was, we were gonna sell a couple of them. That's just what it is. Because
well,
no,
you're right at this moment.
yeah, like it's not realistic that a coach comes in and he likes them all. That was never going to be a
Yeah,
realistic thing. Um, Also, the next gen. I know Agnelli said in a couple of years, 50% of the team should be next gen players or something. He was waffling. Like, I'm sorry. Like, he was talking out of his, you know what. That was never going to be the case. Which team has 50% youngsters from their academy in the squad. That's just not realistic. If you want to win and you compete, that's not realistic, because that means your
No.
youth setup is the best the world has ever seen, like ever. Or you're Ajax, and not even Ajax are doing it, by the way, and you're winning in your own league, but in Europe you mean absolutely nothing. Maybe that one off
Nothing.
season, that was never realistic. So don't listen to what Agnelli had to say, because we are in a situation also because of him. So forget about it.
Yeah, true.
It's words. It was never gonna be realistic. That we have 6 youngsters from the next gen starting and us winning stuff. That was never gonna be realistic. And for the people you mentioned, them, the Allegri people, being happy now, not happy.
You have them too.
I'm not gonna lie. Like I got like 10 DMs from
So
people
many.
quoting old tweets from my
Oh,
from
through
me,
Twitter, it's
and
world wild.
I'll stick with my point. I still think Hujisen is good enough. I still think Sule is good enough. They are selling them. If Allegri was saying, we were still selling them. We were still selling them. I was talking
Yeah,
about last
100%.
season. Last season was last season. When players like Kostic were playing, I was like, play Junior. He's not worse. I'm still sticking with that. Even if Junior is gone, he's still not worse than what Kostic has shown last season. So the club selling him
Yeah,
is proving absolutely no point. Actually, Aston Villa taking on these players is proving my point, that they're decent players, because Champions League clubs want him, so they're not that bad, are they? But I don't want to talk about that anymore, because we moved on. We moved past
yeah.
that. But I can see what people are saying. Let me read out a few comments. Um, this
People are not
guy's
realistic, unfortunately.
yeah. That, this guy straight to business. Huijsen got carded after his first goal. He refuses team-friendly moves. He's a clown. Always gets 10 million less of what the media says. Facts. Julian saying we wanted him out. We were selling him for anything. Um, who? Huijsen? We wanted him out, but we definitely knocked a few millions off the price, but not 15 like the media is suggesting. That was never gonna happen. That Giuntoli did not wake up and said, "I want the 30 for Hujisen. Let me sell him for half." That I refuse to believe. The media can put that out there.
No, you,
No, no way. But he
mm,
definitely gave out a discount because he needed to move out players quite fast right now. Um,
yeah,
Let me see. Hujisen and Sule
because we
should be
need the
loaned.
players like Cook Miners. They were
Yeah,
sitting until August, so they need to sell this. Same with Sule. Yes, he did say 35, 40, but even close to 30, I'm okay with it, with all the bonuses and everything. So, because he wanted to go to Roma, so might as well just get
we
rid
will
of
talk
him if
about
he's not part of the project.
Sule in a sec.
Mm.
Salvatore is saying Hujisen and
Yeah,
Sule
no,
should be
sorry.
loaned. If we kept them anyway, they were never gonna be loaned out. That was never gonna be that was never gonna happen. Um, if 20% will be true, it's an okay deal. We will sell them in 2 years. They will sell them in 2 years. If we will be lucky, we can still get another 5 to 12 probably. And could close be 30. And for the player who didn't play, it's okay. Is Adeyemi Sule replacement or Chiesa replacement? I'll talk about that in a sec. But Sule, you mentioned him, also on his way out to Roma. Again, the fee is a bit all over the place. 28 plus 2 future resale 10%, like whatever. Like I'm not gonna get into that until the club puts out what the money really is. Let's say it's around 30, all bonuses included, plus a future resale.
Yeah.
um do you think that's a fair price? Do you think it's okay that we let him go? What do you make of the entire Sule thing?
Well, I said it yesterday on my live, but Sule, with my friend Trimble, even on my video, at this point, there was no way we're going to get 35, 40 Sule. He wanted Roma, and, even close to 30, I'm happy because, like we said, he's not part of the project and we need money. So it's not a super discount. So, but 30 better than nothing, because then you don't want to lose them for free. Like what's happened with the Rabiot, maybe with Chiesa. We'll see what happens. But as long as we got the sale done, we'll clean our hands and hoping to get these players coming away. like Todibo and Koop Miners. But they have other options as well if we don't get Koop Miners, because you know Atalanta, they're being really picky, especially when it comes to sell to us. It's always a dream, but I'm hoping to see them on our team by next week.
Like somebody said, it's gonna be a crazy week next week. It's gonna be a crazy week, especially if the
Yeah,
club,
it is.
like if they actually move out Sule and Huijsen. That's kind of the deals they were waiting. Besides Chiesa, they're still. We'll talk about that in a sec. That's kind of what
Yeah,
they
wait for
need.
you.
That's what they need. That confirmation that yes, these two players are going out. That means we can move for our next targets. When people say we're not receiving that money immediately, we don't have, like, let's say we get that money right away. It's not happening, but like we got 40 in total for or 45 in total for Sule and for Huijsen. Oh, that's not enough for court
Oh,
miners.
Hujisen.
The club has cash lying around. They just need to make sure they know other cash is coming in from these players moving out to balance it out. That's what like you don't need to add it up. It's not simple math, and I'm not good at those type of numbers, but whatever. They needed
No,
to know
same.
Sule is gone, Hujisen is gone. That means we can bid for him. On Sule, I like Sule. I like Sule a lot. I'm so disappointed that we've not seen enough from him for us before I can say yes, move him on or don't move him on. But you're right. It's Roma. They were never going to pay 40. We were never asking for 40. We were asking for 30 plus bonuses to hit 35. That's what I believe. And yes, it's off. It's a good 10 million euros off, basically, or 5 million euros off, with bonuses. Um,
Oh, yeah, it's not that bad.
it's like you said, it's Roma. Um, and he was pushing for Roma, so he kind of needed to make a deal happen. Also, because you made it very clear that you want to move out Sule, so you kind of
Yeah,
made it a bit more difficult for you as well. To be honest, I think he will do well at Roma under De Rossi. I like him.
yeah,
I like the type of player he is. For me personally, my worry is not more so of losing Sule. It's more that of replacing Sule. And I know people say, oh, but Sule was not in the squad last season. So do you actually need to replace him? Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
yes, we do.
Because
No
now
matter what.
you have Timothy Weah up there. You already moved out Keane. You're trying to move out Milik. You're trying to push out Chiesa. That leaves you with Yildiz, Vlahovic, and we are pushing, or it looks like we're going to move for Adeyemi. That's not enough. So maybe the media has no clue, and maybe another name is still waiting. I don't know what it is, but for
Yeah,
me,
that we don't know.
it's not enough. Like actually numbers wise, personnel wise,
Yeah,
and also a bit quality wise. We're lacking goals, and we were lacking that last season. I get it, but usually you upgrade. Let's say I'm making this one up. Let's say we scored our attackers or attacking players last season scored a total of 40 goals, and actually that could be very realistic. People let me know. It could be actually something like 40 goals in total. That's not a lot in my opinion. Usually you're like, okay, we need to up that to 55, 60, and you go for players who have
60.
good output. We're not really doing that right now. Like we are, like if you're gonna push Timothy Weah higher, he's not known for output. Adeyemi is not a goal scoring machine as well. Vlahovic, it all depends on service. Keane obviously was not scoring, but that was
Yeah,
kind of the issue. The players you're bringing in, for me, you're lacking pure goal scoring ability or players who score a lot of goals. Now you can counter that saying Colt Miner scores a lot of goals for a midfield, but purely on the wingers and the attackers, for me, that's a worrying point. And again, I can be wrong, media can be wrong, and it's not just Adeyemi. It could be somebody else, but it doesn't feel like that,
there's
right?
somebody that we don't know. There might be a surprise. So,
Let's say let's
but
say Sule
I
is
agree
gone.
with you.
Let's say
Yeah,
Sule is gone,
no,
and Milik is gone as well.
go ahead. Sorry.
Let's say we have Vlahovic, we have Yildiz, and you bring in Adeyemi. That's three players. Do you think that's enough to go 50 games?
No, we need more. Because I've been hearing a lot of fans, even on my end, on my show, people messaging me that they need to find a second player striker for Vlahovic because Vlahovic can do so much. So I'm hoping uh, they're under their scenes that there's something that we don't know that will be a surprise. Or else it's not going to be easy with three competition for how much we have this year coming. So,
I kind
so we're going
of
to,
I kind of refuse to believe. Um, I kind of refuse to believe that Giuntoli's like, yeah, that's enough. Yildiz, who again, I like Yildiz, but it's still unproven. Like you are asking a lot from Yildiz this season. Like the way things are shaping up right now, you're asking Yildiz
yeah.
to be a main guy without making mistakes, basically, and score quite a lot of goals. That's what you're asking for Yildiz. I don't think that's fair. I think it's fair to ask much more from him to grow, to get better, but to ask him to start in basically week in, week out and be a key player, score a lot of goals, and be involved in a lot of goals, I don't think it's fair compared to last season. And it's a big ask. It's big pressure on him. That's why I'm like, I kind of refuse to believe that the media is portraying that it's Adeyemi and then it's it. Sule out, Chiesa out, Milik out, everybody out, and that's kind of it. It doesn't feel realistic, right?
No, it doesn't. But with Ildiz, I understand because they want to put the number 10. That's a little bit too much, in my opinion. And I don't know if he can handle that pressure, the kid. We'll see. I hope whatever their decision they're making, I hope they do the right one because we're going to put too much pressure on these kids, whoever's coming, and it's not going to look pretty. But I hope that we see a good Juve this season and hope there's no mistakes like the following years.
Somebody asked me
Mm.
earlier on, but Dortmund fans are happy that Adeyemi is going, basically. Um, like again, I don't watch Adeyemi week in week out, so I cannot tell Dortmund fans you're right or you're wrong. You know, if,
Yeah, I
if
don't know.
I don't know, but from what I've seen, he's quick. He can get past players, but he's wasteful. He's very wasteful. You know, it's very frustrating to watch him every single time because he does very good things and then he finishes it off. He tops it off with very poor things. So the the links or like that we are being in for him is very very weird. I'm not gonna lie, it's very strange to me.
Mm.
I don't really understand it right now. I don't, you know, actually all the links this summer, you know, with wingers.
Mm.
I I don't know. I don't know.
You're not convinced. I can tell from your voice.
No, I'm not
You have to
convinced.
see it to, yeah, you have to see it to believe it. I get it. A lot of fans are not convinced, but we just have to wait and see. I believe what Giuntoli is doing, so let's hope for the better. I
Yeah,
know all of us want to take baby steps, not to be too sure, which I get it.
I'm I don't know. I don't know. And actually all the other links like
I feel you. I feel
it's
you.
okay, I will say this really quickly because people are making it out very sound. Uh Chiesa was not productive either. You know, he was not productive either. And I protected Chiesa. I blamed him last season. I protected him. But like, let's be honest, it was also frustrating to watch Chiesa play last season. When I see comms
Yes.
on Twitter and people say, please stay, it's all about 2 seasons ago or pre injury ago, like that's also not fair. I don't think you can bring down a player we linked with because of the same reasons actually Chiesa should be quote unquote sold, but you're kind of forgetting what Chiesa did. I don't think that's fair as well. That's not me saying spend the money on Adeyemi, by the way. Now, one thing, forget the output. That's why I'm so confused. But the way he plays, I
Hmm.
can see why Mota wants him. That I can understand. The output for me is the worrying thing. That's why I'm like Mota, because he's signing off to this deal, because he's going to be a main player for him if you get Adeyemi. You better know what you're cooking up right there. Because if we spend, let's say, 35 for Adeyemi, and he is frustrating to watch, and at the end of the season he has a 10 GA, you're effed. Like you're absolutely effed because
Yeah,
you're not gonna
I
get that
believe
money
you.
back. You're not gonna get that money back, and you have a player who's not producing. So you better 100% know what you're trying to do with Adeyemi.
Yeah, because we don't want to have a same mistake like what's happened with these players. Because if we have to get rid of Chiesa, we need somebody good, you know. But we'll see if he's going to renew this contract whatsoever. I don't know. I know a lot of fans are pissed off. They want him to stay, but I like him too. But the way he's acting, I don't know about you, Alejandro. I'm not really happy about it. So
Who, Chiesa?
yeah, Chiesa.
We'll talk about him in a sec. I'll bring him up in a sec.
Yeah,
Let me read out a few chats
sorry.
first. No, no.
Okay.
Um, Somebody said we already sold 94 million worth of players. With Chiesa 20, McKennie 20 alone, it will be 140 even without other sales. You guys think it's enough money for Colt minus 20 ball? I think it's enough money. I don't think we're getting 20 for McKennie, by the way. I saw Fiorentina were in for him. They're not paying 20 million euros for McKennie. Um, Bro, be positive. Why are you always negative and not satisfied? Selling Sule for Arim or Sancho are all portals for me is an upgrade and great work. You can be positive. I'm not saying you should be positive or negative. Like, that's your opinion, but you cannot really tell me how to feel. Like, like if,
Oh
if
man.
if Reno comes on and he's
Here
very
we go.
positive, I cannot tell Reno, hey, be negative. Don't be happy. If he's happy, he's happy. I can debate that, but I
People should
explain.
respect how people are and respect other people's opinions.
The funny thing
Then we
is,
can disagree. I agree, but let's try to be calm, guys.
when I say something, I always explain why I don't like or do like a thing, and people still ask, why are
Oh,
you
you're
negative about it?
specific. I like that.
And people still are, why are you negative or why are you positive? I'm like, I just explain why. Like, I'm not saying you should agree with it. Like, you can disagree or agree with it, but certain things I like. I praise this club this summer for so many things, and people are like, still, you're negative. I don't want what people. Actually, I don't know what they want.
Okay. People are never happy.
No, but
Yeah, exactly. That's why I say all the time.
Salvatore is saying, I love our signings. It shows pressure and aggression. We're gonna smash guys physically. Only way we can compete. We're happy to sell Kulo and Betancourt, and they were sold for Spurs. Well, Kulusevski for one season. Betancourt has been solid. Picked up the injury, sadly enough. But I see your point. What are the odds Adeyemi comes in as a backup striker because he was no 0% chance. If he comes in, he's gonna be a main guy. We're not paying 35 million for a backup. So no chance. When I saw 20 for McKennie, I was shocked. I was thinking 10. No, we need more than 10 to actually make it look good on the books, but we're not getting 20. Especially, like, we were getting that from Villa. We're not getting that from Fiorentina or an MLS team or Galatasaray, whatever. That's going to be one of Giuntoli's hardest sales, to be honest.
Yeah.
You're not negative, but unenthusiastic. Although it's okay. I like the realism. I'm excited. I'm not gonna lie, but I'm gonna be more excited when the season kicks in. Like, I cannot be now, oh my god, amazing, and then we sell Bremer because the transfer market is not shut down. So I
It's
can,
not over.
yeah, it's not over. Like, I need to wait before I
No,
be.
I know what you mean. Sometimes you're kind of like me. You want to see it to believe it. I get it. I try to be positive. I can be negative too, but your way of thinking is nothing wrong. Then people can disagree or agree.
Yeah, like I'm actually looking forward to the season. I'm not gonna lie. I'm going home tomorrow to watch a preseason game against Nuremberg, fully
Well,
knowing
tomorrow.
fully knowing it's gonna be all youngsters playing or players out of position because we don't have the squad right now. A lot of players are still missing, so I know what type of
Yeah.
game it's gonna be. But I'm still looking forward to watching that game, knowing that I'm gonna see Gatti play on the wing or something weird because just purely how, like, the players we have available right now, or we're gonna play youngsters or
But it's a
players we're not
friendly
gonna.
too, so
Yeah, but I'm
anything can
I'm
happen.
still excited because I want to see Motta's first game. Basically, that's it. Actually, I'm
Yeah.
going probably most likely I'm gonna go to the Roma game. I'm gonna go to Torino to watch a Roma game, most likely. So I'm looking forward to the season because last season
Well,
I
good
was
for
not
you.
willing. Last season I had opportunity to go and watch a game. I didn't go because I was not exciting. I was like traveling, paying all that money to watch what? Like, just to be
Well, I
frustrated.
went to Los Angeles to watch them. I had a good time. I met the players. It was a good experience.
What do you guys
So
think is our most? Who do you guys think is our most sellable asset that would affect our club? The least in sporting terms, excluding current sales. Ooh, that's a good question. Ooh, that's actually a very good
That's a
question.
tough one.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Oh, that's not easy. That's actually not easy.
It's not easy. I didn't understood well the question, but it's pretty tough to.
The most sellable asset, I think he means like the player that will bring in the quote unquote most money. But also, if you sell him, it's not really gonna affect the club right now. Which is it's not easy because if it's a sellable asset, then I can see people say Chiesa, but we're getting the bare minimum for Chiesa. Is it gonna
Okay, so
affect the
yeah,
squad? It's gonna affect the squad because you need to replace him. Um,
yeah, and then you need the money too.
yeah. Ooh, I'm gonna more go for. I'm gonna go for a Locatelli to be honest because I think we can replace him with the players we have right now, and he has some sort of value. Like people say Rugani, but his value
Mm,
is 5 million. So I was thinking more high
not that
transfer fee.
much.
Yeah, I was thinking high transfer. Also, he was said not excluding the current sales, and he is a current sale right now, basically, or like assuming he's a current
Yeah,
sale. Um, and Gatti, yeah, it's a bare minimum. So yeah, I don't think we're selling McKennie. I think he's gonna leave on a free. No, he's out. Uh, he's out.
I hope he leaves, McKennie.
He's out. Giuntoli's not gonna let him walk on a free. He's not gonna
No, 'cause
let him
there's
walk.
people complaining they want to keep him. I had people attacking me saying I don't know nothing about soccer because I don't like McKennie. Nobody judged what McKennie did last year, but his time is to go because what he did with Aston Villa whatsoever, you know, uh, people are just obsessed because they said he just wants Juventus. I don't believe he wants Juventus. He doesn't know what he wants. He wants more money, but then he's not making up his mind. What he did with Aston Villa, I'm not really happy about it.
Yeah, I can
So,
see.
so I
Yeah,
hope he leaves.
yeah. He needs out. I want to be nice, but I'm gonna see.
No, I'm with you on this one. People were attacking me today through my Instagram on YouTube about McKennie. I said, hey, listen, if you like him, that's fine, but don't sit there tell me that I don't know soccer. For me, what he did, he needs to go. I don't see him part of the project. So
No, he's not. He needs
I
out,
know.
and we will sell him. We will move him on. There's no chance he's gonna be here.
Yeah, I hope so. So
Dusan should have been the first priority to be sold. The guy is toothless, in my opinion. We need a better striker. I'm not gonna say I disagree or agree because that's not really the point right here. No Klopp was in for Vlahovic. Nobody was gonna pay what we wanted for Vlahovic, so that kind of is case closed. And on top of that, Mota wanted to keep him. Really wanted to keep him. So that's kind of it right now.
yeah,
Julian saying Miretti on the question on sellable asset. It depends. You know, we're selling them to Genoa, so I'm not assuming we're getting a lot of money. So that's why I kind of excluded him, to be honest.
yeah.
How much money do you think Locatelli could bring? Well, if Marseille bid over 30 million, because they're paying money, crazy money for random players anyway. They have a rich owner, so
Yeah,
I'm gonna say Marseille 30 plus. Um,
probably.
Somebody say Gatti could be. Yeah, we would have missed Gatti in my opinion. You know, that's just me, and you can get close to 20 plus in the Premier League. Um,
I like Gatti, but we'll
yeah.
see.
Ali, what do you think about players? About players next gen, players like Mbangula and Comencia. I
I
don't
don't know.
think
I
they're
haven't
ready.
seen him.
I don't think they're ready. That's one. And two, um, the way things are moving this season, I don't think these next checks like last season they were all coming in because our squad was on. You know, there were a lot of holes in it. You know, and some players were just not performing. That's where they were coming in. I don't think the club is planning to do that this season. You know, also on top of that, Atsic is staying. You know, he's not going. Apparently, he's not going to the next gen either.
Mm,
So when that news kind of came out, or that news is floating around, I'm assuming not many next gen players are gonna make the first team this season. unless we have so many injuries and what so on. Other than that, I don't think it's gonna happen. It's sad to see none of our players keep their value. Yet we're focused to pay full price for every player we bring in. Okay, when people say, because we were selling and people are like, oh, just sell Kostic and McKennie and Milik and that will generate funds. That's easy, but we think these players are absolutely, not absolutely crap, but a lot of them are not good enough, high wages. If we think that, other clubs think the same. And the clubs who will be in for those players are going to wait late and are not going to offer a lot of money. I think if you can ask Giuntoli who do you want to sell first, he will list Kostic and Milik and McKennie. It's not that he doesn't want to sell them. It's you need to have offers. And right now, there are absolutely no offers for these players. So you're stuck. Like, you're stuck, you know?
Yeah,
You cannot force clubs to buy your players. Um,
it's not easy.
no, it's not easy. And I see a lot of people also
People
panicking for...
talk easy, but it's not.
No, if it... Like, talk is easy. Or sell Kostic, sell Milik. Like, it's very easy, but... like, actually selling these players is not easy. Like, it's just not easy. So
No,
it's frustrating. I
because the
get it.
Cubs, yeah,
It's really
100%.
frustrating. It's really frustrating. I agree with that, but it is what it is. You just need to wait and see. Selling before buying is so hard to
That's
create a
all.
top team. Yes, but right now that's our situation. It's a sad
Mm.
situation, but it is our situation, and we
It
knew
is.
that. We knew that. I don't think anyone can be really surprised right now. We knew what summer we were gonna have. I said it. I think at the beginning of May or whatever, I said it's going to be a very long, busy transfer window with deals we absolutely like and deals we absolutely dislike. It's just what it's going to be. They're going to make decisions they think are good enough and we think are not good. They're going to sell players we want to keep. They're going to buy players we don't want. It's just going to be one of those summers. I was prepared for it. So I'm not too mad
But
right
it's
now.
been better than the last 5 years.
It
You know,
is. It
we
is.
got some players like before the Mercado, Giuntoli got the job done. So we should not be too complaining, So I know we need more players, but I'm hoping by the end of the month we see some good action on our way before the Mercado ends.
Yeah. Um, Chiesa, because you mentioned him a couple
Hmm.
of times, so we'll talk about Chiesa. Um, he's back in training. I watched Thiago Motta's interview today, and he was asked about Chiesa, and he gave, and people need to watch the video, not just the quote. I think the quote was cold, but if you watch the video, you felt he needs to leave. That's how, like, somebody, you need to actually look up the video. It's out there, go to
The video.
yeah, go out to Il Bianconero. It's on YouTube. The first, I think, 2 minutes in, they asked the Chiesa question. They asked him, he's training separately, what do you think? And he said, hey, he's part of the club. Right now, let's see. Next question. It was very cold. It was not that
Hmm.
I'm happy to have him back. It was very cold. It was right now, let's see. He's out.
Well, it's kind of hard to answer that question, as a coach himself, because we don't know what's going on with Chiesa. There's so much rumors. I don't know what to believe. So it's like I understand your point. It's not a positive part what he said, but I just don't know because so far he has no offers. So either he accepts that contract or we're gonna lose him for free. That's my worry.
Do you think it's, let's say he stays, let's say he still stays, for some reason we find an agreement, he stays for 1 season, do you think that's ideal for both parties after what kind of happened this summer so far?
If he extends that contract, he stays. I think it'll be good for him because if he doesn't produce good without to renew the contract, then he might risk not having a club next year. Then even for the club itself, so they don't have to worry too much because you know just prove us wrong. Then if you do good next year, then we'll pay you more. Like he's not worth 8-9 million, like as he's expecting, whatever the deal is. But Mr. Chiesa needs to grow up and just accept, because he has. I know he's waiting for Liverpool, all these teams, but have you heard anything from them? I haven't heard. So he better accept it as soon as possible, or else it's too
Actually,
late.
I don't think the club really offered them anything. I think that's also it. I think the club told them you kind of need to leave. I think that's right the issue right now. I think he
Yeah.
will only stay if he doesn't find a solution or the offer that comes in. The club's like, okay, not even we can accept this low, But that's my point. If he stays even for one season and he extends for one season, I don't think it's I don't think it's ideal. I don't think it's ideal because you're bringing in a player, you're asking a player to be a main guy when he knows you guys don't want me here because you told me face to face you don't want me here. I don't think that's ideal. Knowing that a coach he's gonna play me, but he's gonna play me because there's nobody else. I'm like you didn't replace me. I'm here. Like I don't think it's ideal. The motivation level, everything. Like I don't think it's a good situation. You told him he needs to leave. Now you need to push through and you need to move him on. That's just how I view it, because I don't think it's set up to be fantastic. I don't think he will be playing out of his skin next season. You know, it's just not gonna
Well,
happen.
he asked for it because he didn't accept it at the beginning. Of course, Juventus, they're doing their job because he doesn't have a other option. So, like, I understand where you're coming from, but with all this pressure on him, he asked for it since the beginning. He should accept it from the beginning, my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. Um,
We'll see.
Chiesa's issue is not about tactics. It's his ego. Since last season, he already scrapped the relationship with Juve. Too bad. I hope he stayed. Renew and sell after one good season next year for 40-60. Why does Mota hate Chiesa so much? I don't think he hates him. Like I don't think he hates him.
Well,
I
we
don't.
don't know for sure,
No,
you know.
could be that the club told him, financially, if we need to give him a long-term deal, it will cost us this, this, and this. That means we cannot do this, this, or this, whatever.
Yeah,
Maybe. Um, who knows? Who knows? Uh,
who knows?
yeah. Let me see something. Yeah. No, nothing. Yeah, that's kind of the situation right now. That's what it is, and I made my peace with it. It's just wait and see. I hope they are making the right decisions. I hope we get the players in, the main guys. Basically next week, the season is about to kick off. If he wants Toribo and he sees him as a starter, if he sees Aremi or Sancho or Galeno or like Conceição or Koopmeiners, just name the
Conceição.
players. If he views them as key guys, main starters, we're gonna start, or in his head, he's like, these are my main guys. I don't know. Mota said even today, the best players will play. It will depend from game to game. I can see his point, but not for 11 players. He will have 8 players who's gonna play every single week. If he needs these
Yeah,
type of players, you need to bring him now because we play the 18th. It's fast. It's quick. And you're still missing. We're still missing, like, Danilo is not here right now. Bremer, who are quote unquote main guys right now. Douglas
yeah,
Luiz, you bought him, he's not here. Vlahovic is just back in training. You have absolutely no wingers available. Like, it's not really ideal to go into the first Como game without having these players for a good two solid 2.5 weeks in training to actually even do the basic stuff, get to know the teammates, get the feel of what's demanding or demanded or what's needed to play for Mota, whatever. Like, just pure basic stuff. I don't think it's ideal to bring them in 1 week before we kick off and you're like, here you go, Todibo, Koopmeiners, Adeyemi, and you're like, okay, thank you. Now I have a week to prep them for Como. I don't think that's ideal, but I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, and maybe next week we will sign a lot of players. Maybe. Who knows?
yeah. Like you said, there's surprises, so we'll see. So we can start popping some champagne.
Somebody said, how much would you pay for Adeyemi? Actually, I want other players, but if it's gonna be Adeyemi, 25,
2025.
that's the max I would pay for him. But like you're gonna pay a lot more. So, uh,
Hope not.
50 max, in my opinion. Yeah, that's not realistic. That's I see your point, but that's never gonna happen. But if you think he's worth that, would you prefer keeping Chiesa or buy Adeyemi? I don't think keeping Chiesa is a good idea right now, and I explain why. Because you told him he's not part of the plan, so I don't see how that's gonna work, even for a one-off season. It feels like please stay for one season. Next season we will move you on anyway. I don't I don't know how you can motivate a player like that. I wouldn't be motivated if I was Chiesa and I knew the club told me please leave, and then they're like okay, say renew for one season. Next season we'll move you on. I would not be motivated. If things go south, I wouldn't care. I would be like I'm not gonna be here anyway next season. So
Yeah,
Julian's saying, why didn't you
we'll
say
see.
Pepe? I don't watch Pepe. You can talk about Pepe from Porto, the winger, and let me know. I know you like him, but I've not watched him, so that's why I'm not talking about him. Pepe is 28 with 4 goals. I'd rather play Miretti on the wings. Oh, there you go, Julian. There you have your answers. Do you think we get both Cope and Todibo next week? No, I don't think next week. Um,
That's what they're saying, but we have to see.
Todibo maybe, but
Um,
Cope Miners no. Absolutely no chance.
I don't know. I hope so. If that happens, that would be beautiful. You know what I mean?
That would be a big part of the window done and team available for Giuntoli
Yeah.
for
And drink lots of champagne.
well, somebody let me know, is Cope Miners still out with the injury or is he training with Atalanta? Because that's also important to know.
Oh, I did not. I don't know about that.
Yeah, let me know.
I have no idea.
Yeah, that's kind of it, man. We play tomorrow. I'm not gonna put out a transfer daily news video tomorrow because we play at 5 p.m. over here. I'm gonna do a match reaction. That's my video, and I will be live also with Norbert and Malik most likely to talk about the games and the latest
Oh,
transfer updates.
nice.
So transfer news will be in the live show. Most likely, we're gonna talk about the game because I'm a bit looking forward to it. Because I'm not the biggest fan of international football, so I'm happy that's over. I'm just
Yeah.
I'm just gonna like I just want to see like Turam. That's basically it. I want to see
Yeah, I'm
Turam.
just curious to see if you. I don't like the friendlies. I don't know if I have a chance to watch because I'm probably going to be working. Then I don't have the channel for it. So, yeah, maybe I'll just watch the highlights later. Then give a little my 2 cents on my videos. And just can't wait for the season starts in 2 weeks or so.
Yeah, some are saying we're gonna win. It's not really important right now. Are you still not scared what Atalanta president said? Nope, absolutely no chance.
No.
He's just saying basically to the fans, we want to keep Colt Miners. We know Colt Miners wants out. We know there's an agreement with Colt Miners that he can leave because they told him last season and Napoli made that bid too late, so they kept him. And they told him, I'm absolutely not like he's not coming out saying Colt Miners is for sale. Like, he's not gonna do that. So he's just
No,
doing what he should
nobody
be doing.
will. You have to be smart.
Yeah, so I'm
Yeah.
absolutely not worried about that. What players are you most excited to see this season? Ask me that again at the end of the summer, Jake. But Thuram is one of them, definitely. Thuram is one of them. Not Douglas Luiz, because I've seen a lot of Douglas Luiz. I've not seen a lot of Thuram, but what I've seen I thought was exciting. Not an exciting of highlight reels exciting, but like exciting what he can do. So that's a player I'm looking forward to. And also, if you get him, Colt Miners, because I think Colt Miners is getting a lot of disrespect on social media. I will repeat myself.
Yeah.
We shouldn't pay 60 million, whatever, 55. We shouldn't, but he's not setting the price. So I'm never gonna hold a price tag against a player. I don't do that with Vlahovic. People's like, oh, he's a 70+ million striker. He should be doing more. He should be doing more because he can do more, not because of 70 million. Because he didn't ask to be
Yeah.
sold for 70
He
million.
has the potential.
He has a potential to do better. I agree with that point. I don't agree with people say, oh, but he costs 70. That's why. No, like that's not how it works. That's the
That's
club's
the
issue.
old school mentality.
That's a club's
That's
issue.
the wrong way.
That's not
That's the
a
wrong way to
player's
think.
issue. Yeah, that's the wrong way to think, in my opinion. Now, if a player comes out and saying, "I want 20 million,"
Yeah,
I'm like, "Nah, you're absolutely crap. You shouldn't." I will hold that against him. But if the club gives him 20 million, I'm like, it's the club's issue right now. It's not the player's issue. He's not signing
yeah,
that contract on his own. You need to hand him that
exactly.
contract. So that's that. I'm excited about those players. Tomorrow's all about Atsic, Thuram, and
We'll see.
Miretti. Yeah, gonna get a red card. I'm just gonna be interested to see like individual performances, maybe setup wise a little bit. It's a meaningless game, If you lose, you lose. If you win, you win. Whatever. I just want to see some individual stuff, some maybe ideas here and there, how he tries to set up. Maybe in the first half he does one thing, in the second half he tests something else. So you can see, okay, that's kind of what he was trying to do. Um, that's basically it. Other than that, just relaxing, watching some football, and that's it.
Enjoy the games.
Salvatore
And hope
saying
not to see Cortomuso anymore.
Salvatore saying it matters the game. We must win everything. Nah, not preseason friendly. I don't.
Yeah.
I've seen us beat Real Madrid last summer. It means absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
Don't
Nothing.
don't want to
That
start
we
Motta
agree on.
eras with a loss. Allegri's era start with a draw against a Serie D team, and we went to the Champions League final. He came in and I think we drew 2-2 or we lost 2-0 against a Serie D side. Serie D side, 8 months later, we will play in Champions League final against Barcelona. So, preseason meets nothing.
Nothing.
It's just, especially the first 2 games, it's just fitness, getting match rhythm, getting match fitness. Also, half the team is like key players are still not even there, so it's absolutely meaningless. It's more individual stuff, little tweaks here and there, and that's about it, But yeah, people, we're gonna wrap this one up because I need to do something. Like I said, tomorrow, no transfer daily, match reaction, live show where I'll talk about the game with some guests and also talk about transfers. And then Saturday, it's back to transfers, transfer talk. But Rino, thanks for joining. Been a while. Always fun
Yeah,
to have you on.
thank you for having me. And then if you guys want to follow me, Calcio with Rino Z on my YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, you can follow me there. Then hope to have you on my channel sometime soon. We'll see.
Yeah, you let me know.
I'll
We'll
let you know.
jump on. But yeah, people,
No
thanks for
problem.
watching. If you haven't liked the video, smash the like button right now. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. And I will speak to you tomorrow post-game twice. So yeah.